Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever do that. I feel like it would have to be.
I tried that once. It was
It's,
difficult.
it's weird.
Yeah.
It's even weird taking like I used Snapchat back then a lot, but talking to the camera like that, it's just like, not for me.
Yeah.
Just me and the camera? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I imagine they also get into like their heads a lot too about like, okay, what am I gonna say next? Do I write it down? Do I plan it? Do I and like you're your own worst like judge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely yes.
Good,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rolling,
Okay,
so
cool.
just whenever you want
Sick.
to go.
Sick. Nice.
Is this a good? Am I like the? Am I good where the mic
Yeah,
is?
you can just make sure that you're in the general direction of that.
Okay.
Ryan knows how to use a mic, so he can
Yeah,
guide that along if anything goes. And I'll also
that should be good.
message.
That should be good. Right there though.
Okay.
Don't, baby. I know. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's talk in love.
Okay.
Let's talk.
That's what. That's okay. Now it's all making sense.
What,
The
what do you
things
mean?
that you're saying to me. Just be yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
I didn't get the. I didn't get the context. Now I'm understanding some
yeah.
of the things you're saying.
You know how I feel about scripted anything. So scripts in general. Cool. Thanks, man. So yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be perfect. I'm learning it too. We're both gonna figure out and learn it together.
Okay.
All right. What is good, everyone? Welcome back to the Black Swan Renaissance, the podcast where I share my experiences in life from a biblical point of view and speak with everyone from all sorts of backgrounds and perspectives on their life. Just sit here and talk. That's really what it is. So, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing great. I have a very special guest. We'll go ahead and do introductions. She is a sister, auntie, friend, creative, singer, songwriter, producer, musician, photographer, athlete, basketball enthusiast, Judson's High School's finest, a Texas State University alum. She has been featured in the Austin Chronicle, KUT 90.5 NPR, Boyer Austin, Tribeza Austin, and Austin Monthly. Her work has been all over Austin at the Doherty Arts Center, Northern Southern Gallery, Austin Creative Alliance Gallery, CVA Gallery in Big Medium, and Austin City Hall. She is a lover, a person who cares for others, lets her art speak for itself by, quote, artistically shining a light on fellow human beings, end quote. Please welcome my girl, my world, the woman that makes my heart twirl. Yo, I was gonna say something else. Taisha West to the Renaissance.
Wow. That is a great introduction. I didn't even. Trying to think of if all of those things are true that you said.
I
But
mean, I
it
it's
actually is.
it is. I've
It's
done my
a
research.
lot.
That was
How
only
did you get all of that?
I can't reveal my sources. I'm not gonna reveal my sources, baby, but I had to do my research, and this is kind of like the part of it, which is showcasing who you are. You know, I want everyone to know what a person is, not their just credentials, but just who they are.
Cool.
Welcome, baby.
Thank you. This is cool. I'm shocked,
I
but
know.
yeah, this is cool.
How are you doing with that? I know it was like a surprise. You didn't have like really any idea.
I had no idea. Yeah, I thought we were going on a date. So, yeah, I just dressed up a little bit
Yeah.
and we're here.
I mean, this is kind of like a date. You know,
Okay.
this is it's pretty much a date, but I know you and I have always wanted to sit down and talk, and we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
And this is like a space where I don't think I've ever seen. I know couples sit down and have like podcasts and they'll sit down and talk, but having seen like a couple like you and me sit down and talk and have dialogue, so I was like, yes, I need to get her down here immediately. What do you think, baby? What do you think about that space and even like us occupying it? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I always love to see that. I want to see more of it. I want to see more conversations with people like us, you know? So I really encourage anything like that, especially with you, because, you know, it's just so natural when we talk and we talk about everything, like you said. So, yeah, it's cool. And I can't believe you just kept this a secret for so long.
Yeah,
How long now?
it's been about a couple months,
What?
and it's just starting. It's just starting. It's the way that God kind of like orchestrated this for me to be here and for actually for me to have this. It was supposed to happen in this time. First off, you look beautiful.
Thank
Wanted to say
you.
that. You look
Thank
cute. You killed it today when you showed up here. I know I didn't give you any sort of heads up. I didn't say, hey, this is what we're doing. I said dress comfy, and you did it.
Yeah, I dress comfy and cute. That's what you said.
You did, baby. So what? Okay, so for me, when it comes down to having like a platform like this, I always wanted, just like how I am with you, to be authentic. You know, to be unscripted.
Mm-hmm.
For us to really be ourselves and kind of talk about life in the way that like we always talk about life.
Yeah.
So if you could say like one thing that we have talked about that you enjoy talking about, what would that one thing be, or maybe a couple things?
Oh my gosh. There's just so much. I feel like us talking about our story and how we were feeling when we got together. I love talking about that. I like talking about, um, well, the lack of black couples. That's something that we've talked about.
Yeah,
And feeling understood. It's really nice to feel understood.
yeah,
And um, I like talking about, well, going out and getting pizza and, you know, food, things that we enjoy together and like critiquing it. And that's fun. Um,
well, I mean, that's all beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, well, let's talk about it. I feel like there's always moments where we do some way somehow talk about our first date or our first interactions. I'm actually wearing one of the shirts when we
I
had our.
remember that shirt.
Go ahead, tell me about it.
That was our third date.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we went bowling.
yeah.
Yeah.
But well, hold on, back up, because before that, baby.
Yes.
Look at you. Before that, there was two previous dates. One is
Yes.
probably still my favorite to this date. But the first one, you can talk about the first or second one, whatever you want to talk about. What was it like for you, and what were your thoughts and emotions? Um, how about meeting, first time meeting, and
Okay,
then like,
I feel like we should start there
okay,
because, um, yeah. First of all, I wasn't in the mindset to date anybody, and I also was not in like a really good mood, but I was trying to get myself to a good mood.
yeah.
I had an art show, and
Look at me like that. Go ahead.
it was the opening of the art show, and it was me and your mom.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was a stressful week. So at the end of the week, finally the opening happened, and yeah, I I think it went well. Um, I was in a good headspace and just enjoying all of the people that were coming.
Yeah.
And then I saw you. I kind of knew who you were because of your family was around, so it was coming together for me, like who you were, and that I knew you were related to your mom, and so I did go up to you because you were looking at one of my pieces, and I was asking you what you thought, and then we were having a conversation about it, and the questions you asked me were just so engaging and thought provoking, and like you really cared about what I was trying to convey in my work. And yeah, it was very refreshing to hear you think about things that you were feeling from my work, and then wanting to know more about how what state I was in when I was creating the pieces. And so talking with you about it was fun. It was easy. It was cool that you even cared so much and that you were getting so pulled in by what I was doing. And I think I talked to you like a couple times.
Kind of circling each
Yeah.
other.
And by the end of the night, I had this one feeling. I felt like I want to feel like that, the way I felt with you when I meet my person. Because the way that we left each other, I had this feeling of like, wow, that was a beautiful encounter. And yeah, it made me feel seen. It made me feel like you actually cared about who I was as a person. And it was just so easy to talk to you. We were very kind of close to each other. It was very
close.
comfortable. So, yeah. But I didn't think I would ever see you again because I thought you lived in San Antonio. I don't remember how that came up, but you brought up San Antonio, so I really didn't think I'd see you again. But I was just very happy for that experience with you.
Yeah.
And understanding what I wanted and how it felt. That's what I wanted to feel. So that was our first meeting.
Wow.
Okay, you tell me about your first meeting with me.
Well, hold on, baby. All of that was just so. I feel like I was watching you, like when you were saying that, seeing all the steps, right? Because you and I were both there.
Yeah.
But everything made so much more sense as you were explaining it. The closeness, the nearness, and before I even jump into my experience, I've never even felt nervous,
I didn't feel nervous either.
I mean, I feel like for our next day when we got ramen, I was jumping ahead, but I think it was just like anticipation and excitement. I'm like, okay, how is this going to be? What is it? What's the conversation going to be like? But I still to this day, even as we are sitting in front of these cameras for the very first time, I've never even felt nervous. I was excited.
Yeah, I've never felt nervous with you.
Yeah.
I've always felt very comfortable,
Yeah.
very natural. I didn't feel like I had to be anyone but myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like you gave me the space and the safety to feel that immediately, just because of the questions you're asking me. And I could tell it came from a genuine place of wanting to know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could feel it. I could feel your good intentions.
Yeah.
So
I mean, okay. yes. I had great intentions, and I was very curious because when I saw you, I didn't know who you were, right? I knew there was a Taisha West. I said, okay, where is she? And I was seeing all this beautiful art that was up on the wall. And granted, they were like I tell you today, I've never seen art like that before in my life. Gone to art studios, gone to galleries before, and when I saw yours, it was just I was just so in awe. It really pulled me in, and yeah, it was just something I've just never seen before. So I don't think maybe I met you after you gave your speech. I don't know.
After.
It was after. See, that makes sense
Yeah.
because when my mom's gave her speech, you're like, oh, how can I'll follow up with that?
Yeah.
And then you walked up, and then my face is like I was locked in with you. I was locked in. I was focused. I was hanging on every single word, and you just were just beaming to me. You were shining in such a way that I said, "Who is that? I need to get to know that immediately." And I was just drawn in, baby. I have always had I know I've always told you this story about how much you just shine to me. I've always wanted a partner that was creative, and when I found out that you were an artist and that was your work, I'm like, that's the sexiest ever. Like you being that artist, you looking the way that you looked natural, wearing them slacks with that tank, baby. I was like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Even before I even got the chance to really know you, I just innately felt pulled to say that's what I wanted. And from
So
there,
we both kind of had that feeling.
baby, I had that feeling way before
No,
you.
I mean, yes, but that idea of feeling like that is what I wanted, that's actually how I want to feel
Yes.
when I meet somebody that's going to be my partner. I
Yes.
didn't know it then, and you didn't know it until I started talking.
I mean, because I didn't know who you were. Even like we were making our rounds, I still didn't know who Taisha West was.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I knew in that moment that's what I wanted. Someone to make me feel that way.
Me too.
I know you did, baby. And just I think you said it best. You wanted to feel the attraction, feel the spiritual connection, feel there was another thing that you said. There were
It's just very comfortable.
yes. And I never really felt at ease with anyone at all until that moment. And I feel like after that for me, I was like, okay, yes, I need to see who she is, how I can get in contact with her. And then we left that night, which I feel like you should have came with us that night.
Yeah, so I didn't think I would see you again. Did you think you'd see me again?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, I know I was talking about San Antonio because I was living there and how much I love that city. But I feel like I was going to see you again. But I can understand it seeming like, okay, I was just here for the one opening night and that was it.
Yeah. You weren't living there at the time that we met. But
No.
You lived there because I think I brought it up that I used to live there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
This is very
So,
confusing.
I know. I should have said I lived in Austin, but I really enjoyed San Antonio as a city.
Yeah.
But I don't think I said that clearly enough. Because I even threw me off, and I think it kind of threw you off too, baby. At least like.
I mean, I think when you mentioned that, I think I was just really just trying to be present with you and enjoy the moment because I was enjoying my time talking with you and just kind of knowing or understanding that it was, not only that you lived in San Antonio, but you were the son of the person that I was doing a show with. So
Yeah.
I just kind of like, okay, Nice. That was nice. Off limits. All right. That was a great experience. So, yeah. So I really didn't think I'd see you again.
I mean, okay, I know. I I knew I was going to see you again. And upon our first interaction, like I more recently I've always prayed about certain things to make sure, okay, hey, God's will, his timing, his hands on it. And I prayed about us and I always wanted God's blessing, his hand on us. And I think it's just so beautiful how just our love has just matured in such a way that it felt like it was on limits. Nothing was off limits. And everything was accepted and okay in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, like I said, I didn't want to come in between y'all's art and your show, even be a distraction because I was getting more attracted to you, getting way more involved with you, going on dates. And spoke with moms and said, hey, you know what? Not until after the fact that I wanted to let you know about us dating after the art show. And she's like, no, you could have told us this. I'm like, see, I didn't want that. You know, I really wanted you guys to have your space and me not be a distraction. Um, but I never felt like you were at all off limits. If anything, you were. I'm sorry. If anything, for me, you were. I would say like we were in a safari, but like you were free game. Like I was 100% going after you, like without a doubt, baby. But I had to get ready for you, love. You
Yeah.
know, and I had to really be like like I've always told you, I would not be sitting here having these type of conversations, really being like invested and present with you, if I didn't do all the work, go through a divorce, um, go through life and all its ups and downs, finances, you know, like everything in itself. I had to work on that by myself with God for like 2 or 3 years. And then here you come and you talk about you were really looking for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I was just waiting. But I had to do a lot of time and a lot of work on myself in order to be ready and present for a person like you because I knew that I wanted to contribute to you. I wanted to take care of you, to love you. And you're like, I ain't dating no niggas that are disturbing this peace,
Yeah.
taken away. And I got that from the very beginning.
Really?
Baby, yes.
That's cool.
I think there are like certain like men and women get like a vibe and instead of looking at like the physical, I think I was looking at the like the spiritual and the attractiveness and the pull that I was getting from you. And I was just like, yes, because when I found out you were single, oh my gosh, I'm like, how are you still on the market? It blew my mind for real. Um,
Yeah. I was waiting too. And like you said, I didn't want to just be in a relationship to be in a relationship. I was
Yeah.
perfectly happy being single
yeah,
and taking care of myself and accomplishing a lot of goals on my own. And so I didn't really need a relationship and needed to be like the cherry on top of my life,
yeah,
you know, because I already felt whole
mm,
all by myself. So, like you said, I didn't need somebody or want anyone to disturb that. Just add to what I already have, and to be a positive influence on my life. You
yeah,
know, so it would have to be somebody really, really, really special for me to take me out, to take me out of that space of feeling comfortable in my, you know, in my current situation, because there's no drama, there's like no heartbreak, there was
Yeah.
just a lot of peace and, you know, focus, and yeah, it would have to be someone really special. So
I love you.
I love you, and you are, baby, the
So are you, baby.
the one that I've always wanted and looked for, and more so, more than I even imagined that I wanted. So it feels just very special to have found you,
Yeah.
and that we were both ready at the right time at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, love.
Yeah.
Yeah, no drama, no baby mamas.
Yeah. I mean, even the fact that you're divorced is what I wanted.
You always, I be telling people that. They're like, what? Okay, so you gotta explain that real quick. Um,
Yeah.
what
Well,
you,
okay. I feel
you mean?
like I was really open to that because of my age, and also I felt like if you were married before, then you probably understand the meaning of a committed relationship
Yeah,
and have gone through the growth of that and made a decision to be with somebody in a very committed way. And I really wanted to be with somebody that had that capability. I was just always meeting guys who just were not committing to me, or they never really pursued me, and they didn't know what they wanted, or they wanted to be more than one person, and I just was so tired of that.
yeah,
And I felt like guys that, or people that have been married, kind of know what that looks like, knows what a monogamous relationship is, a serious monogamous relationship. And
yeah.
that's the only thing that I wanted. I didn't want to just date for fun and, be a fling, or just not be a serious relationship, because, I mean, I really am not interested in that. Not interested. So
Yeah,
I just felt like you would have that type of experience, and that would inform how you go about another relationship by the mistakes that you've learned
right.
and things that you want to do differently.
Yeah,
So it's a really good growth moment for men. So yeah, that's why I really think it kind of matures them a little bit.
yeah.
So does that
I,
make sense?
baby, yes,
Okay.
yes. Because I think a lot of people get those two things misconstrued. Because for me, yes, I learned a lot, failed a lot, even with the person that ruined and ended my marriage because of me not being faithful, right? And all of that for me was a lot of things coming up to the surface, but I was able to work through those things and get healed from it. So I think that's the catch 22, right? Yes,
Yeah.
wanting someone that is divorced, right, or someone that has experienced heartbreak, but then also someone that has learned from it and that's also
Yes.
healed.
That's a very, very big point, because there are a lot of divorcees that are kind of jaded and cynical,
Yeah.
and haven't learned anything. But I feel like the person that would learn something from it in a positive way and heal and want to do better is the type of person that I would want to be with.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow, someone that could take really both aspects of that and say, this is who I am now
Yeah.
because of it,
Yeah.
but also the commitment side of it. Yeah, baby. I wasn't playing no games with you. I was very, yes, this is wrapped up for me, because I realized just how special you were and the things that I went through. I didn't never want to repeat any of those mistakes again. And that was such a moment of me of like God really breaking me down to like ground one, like level zero, to where I had to go back to him. I had to really rely on him, because I stepped so far back that I wasn't really anchored or rooted in anything. And I had to really do a lot of work with me and my relationship with him in order to really do that. I had to really kind of embrace, the lonely days, right? Even the lonely nights, right? And thinking, okay, how could I do this? But I knew on the other side how beautiful it was going to be. I was just waiting. I was waiting. Sometimes waiting is not easy, baby. I feel like I have patience, but I don't. But when I saw you, I knew from that moment, I'm like, Lord, please that your will be done. Jesus, please do whatever you're going to do. Because I knew how much I was so drawn to you. Like our speed and our chemistry is like exactly what I was craving. And even things I didn't know I was craving that I needed.
Yeah.
So just as much to say I'm special for you, baby, you are extremely special and rare to me. Like, I don't think you realize it's like you're like this sleeper pick in the first round of the NBA draft. And it's like, oh, Taisha West from the University of Kansas. It's like, wait, where is she? Why does she fall all the way down in the rankings? But you're a number one pick, And yeah, them niggas lost out, baby.
Thank you.
Baby, you gotta thank me. You gotta thank me. Because you even willing to go on our dates together. And I think what really solidified was when we went to, after your show, we went to South Congress and just walked it.
The second time I saw you, yeah. Yeah, it just felt very natural. I just felt very comfortable, and
Oh, you're remembering how because you're walking in heels that night.
I was.
And I was even like asking you, like, do you want me to massage your feet? I'm like, I'm not into I'm like a foot fetish.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought that was so nice of you to even ask, because no one's really asked me. So.
And now you want to tell people the other night, actually a couple weeks ago, what did you say last time? I was going to give you a foot massage. You said how long for each foot?
I said 30, but then I put it down to 15. Because 15's more manageable. I think that's cute. I mean, that's a good amount of time. It's not crazy.
I just love how just the attention and the growth and the love that I give you. It's like, yeah, this is, boy, give me 30 on them feet.
Together. 30 together.
Oh, okay, together.
Yeah,
okay.
15.
Maybe, I don't know. Last time when we talked about that, you said 30 each, but I might digress. I feel like it was.
I mean, I did, but I did say, that's what I said at the beginning, yes.
30 each. Okay.
But then I said 15 later.
Okay.
15 is more manageable.
And see, I love that, baby. I love, like, in our relationship, I love that you ask. and you don't feel afraid of like 30 didn't sound crazy to you, right? Because
Because
it's
you're
just
so
like
good at it and you like doing it.
I do like massaging your feet, baby.
So,
Well, I'll say like massaging your feet, and then just make me feel at ease and at peace.
yes.
And
Yes.
I just love this the servitude, and
Me too.
I know you do, baby.
It's great.
I mean, talk about servitude because you and I were first dating. I pulled up on the bike, caught the train, went to Ramen Tatsua.
Yeah.
I know you were there a little bit early
Mm-hmm.
than me, and so far we've been together for almost a year now.
Almost a year.
Just
Wow.
yeah, baby. And just thank you for commuting with me, riding the bus or the train. Look at you. You already know. And even willing to drive us around. Uh, those are like the little things. I'm like, okay, yes, you can get 30 minutes a foot,
Okay.
you know, and those are things that I feel like I take into account as a man that wants to take care of you and provide for you, and have this to be a thing where, like I've always told you, I want to retire you, and you can just kick back and chill. That's why I'm like I'm on everything now, even this, because I know the value of it. I know the importance of it, and what it can do for me, what it can do for you, for us, and then countless other people. So thank you, baby.
Welcome. Thank
I mean,
you. I I mean I honestly when I saw you on the bike, I thought it was pretty cool because nobody gets around like that anymore. And so the idea that you're getting around the city on a bike was really impressive to me. I was I commuted a lot by like bus and train and by walking when I lived in Boston, and so I understood the um, the fun that can be, how fun it can be, and also the time it takes.
yeah,
And the city isn't as friendly when it comes to, you know, public transportation.
yeah.
So the fact that you were doing it just really impressed me. 'Cause I was like, how are you getting into places just with a bike? So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a thing for me that you didn't have a vehicle. It didn't really matter to me. I just cared about your character, your heart,
Yeah.
and um, your spirituality and our connection. And so that wasn't really a thing for me. And I mean, yes, I'm still driving us around, but I
We'll
know that
do an update soon.
it's like it's not gonna be forever,
Yes. No.
and for like the next year and a half or whenever you're getting a car, you're gonna be driving us
Yes.
everywhere,
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes, baby.
So I'm
Yes,
I'm
I
being
will.
patient because you're worth it. It's true.
Baby, I know. I think just hearing your words and just the value and the weight of them, and you not being very like superficial, but you just being, I just want to feel this person out. It's very new because that was something for a while. I'm like, damn, dude, like you are biking everywhere. You can't. What can you do, right? And I mean, for you, and it got me to be even more creative, but also it took a while for me to be okay with my position of just having a bike and commuting because it didn't seem sexy. I feel like women would be like, no, nigga, you don't got no car, X, or I'm gonna swipe right.
Yeah.
Right. And it took a while for me to kind of embrace that and be okay with that temporarily. As well as like a whole bunch of like other things with that baby, because I wasn't really like when you just said how special I am, how I know how special you are to me. Those were words that I've heard, but I've never felt from someone.
Yeah.
I never really had like a true deep love and a connection with someone.
Yeah.
And our talk on South Congress reminded me of my Uncle Vicky and I would just be on the phone talking. And after he got a divorce, he wanted to meet my aunt, Nanny.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the very first time that they were talking on the phone, they wound up talking from all the way through the night until their alarm clocks went off and got ready for work. I was like, man, yes, Nate, yes. Like that's how it should be. But not like, hey, so what do you like? Or hey, what do you think about this? It was a natural flow.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was with you in that moment. So hearing like your affirmation towards me, it did take me a while to be like, is this legit? Like this real? Because it was just so pure.
Yeah.
It was just so right.
Yeah. I had a hard time believing that this was a real too. Like it took me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's possible, it was that James Blake song. Are you even real?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You're weird.
Yes, I do remember that. I know. I mean, I said that to you many times at the beginning because it just, a lot of the things we kind of think alike on a lot of subjects.
Yeah.
We've had similar experiences.
Yes.
I mean, it just seemed to, everything on my checklist was checked. And it just seemed to, just far-fetched that there's actually a human being that fulfills what I've always dreamed of, even though I wanted that. And I did think that you were out there, but not with everything.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe I could sacrifice like a couple things, but it's everything. It's everything. All the things that matter to me.
Yeah.
You possess. And so it like a vehicle doesn't really matter, right, to me when it comes to who you are as a person, because I'd rather have you than some jerk that has a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still feel like we would have met and matched on Pop the Balloon.
I don't know, baby.
How do you say that?
What do you mean?
You would have matched.
You
on
think
Pop the
so?
Balloon. Yeah.
With me on the lineup or you?
With me on the lineup.
Okay. Yeah.
Also vice versa.
Okay.
But I mean, you're
Just because of our connection and our like pull towards each other.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't think that this was real. And you talk about a checklist. I mean, I don't know what was on your checklist, baby.
I read it to you.
Oh,
It
you
wasn't a
did.
checklist. It was kind of like a paragraph of
You
what
were
I
like
wanted.
what you wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I did the same thing. I'll never forget. I had to share that journal with you. My first journal that I finished. I was maybe in middle school.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
I have to show you to you.
Okay.
Because in writing, I said, I want me a strong, black, independent woman
That's me.
And exactly, baby. And I didn't know the characteristics and like the relationship that I wanted with that. Years go on, years go by, and it always kind of felt like it's turning around a puzzle piece and saying, okay, this goes here. All right, nah, it doesn't really go there.
Mhm.
But for you and for me, it was like, okay, this is here. That's there. You knew exactly where the pieces were gonna go.
Mhm.
So I didn't really have like a checklist. I just knew what I was feeling, what I was pulled to, and I said, "Yep, that's it.
Mhm.
That's it." So
Yeah.
I love that you had one.
That
I
kind
mean,
of reminds me of when I go to the store and see some clothes. Like, I know I don't really like just going to the store and shopping, but if I do and I see something, like it just pulls me in, even though I wasn't looking for it,
yeah,
you know? And I want that. Like, I want to try it on and see it. And then, yeah, that kind of reminds me of that.
like when you went to Auntie's house, the kickback, the event that we went to, the cowboy kickback.
Yes.
There was
Yeah.
that outfit.
Yeah.
Stepped away from it,
Yeah.
whole for like maybe a 30 minutes,
Yeah, I was
and
thinking
then
about it.
you
Like
were
it
thinking,
had an effect on me, and I didn't even go in wanting to buy anything. I was
yeah.
not looking for clothes, you know. So, yeah, kind of like that.
I I feel like it's like clothes, and then you put it on and you love it, and other people love it as well because it goes out. And I love how everyone else,
Yeah.
your family and my family, have been so just supportive and loving
Mhm.
in that aspect. And even my parents, Megan, granddaddy and granny, nanny and Uncle Vic,
Mhm.
everyone to me, baby, was like, yo, dude, like you are completely different from a couple years ago. Or you were like doing things like right. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course, because I feel like I'm stepping more into my identity and also more into this relationship with you. And you're also like pulling out so many things inside of me creatively, things I need to work on, things I'm still trying to master. And I feel like that's how relationships are supposed to be. Like you say, hey, dude, we sit down, we straddle, we have our conversations, and you'll tell me certain things. And sometimes I might get a little in my ego, but then I'm like, dude, it's not about you. And sometimes not sometimes, all the times I can take that feedback. And I don't think people really understand that. I tell friends, my homeboys, my family that, and they're like, no, man, no, you don't, whatever. But I'm like, dude, I don't think you all understand, right? What you need to do in these types of relationships. Like you need to evolve, you need to change. And if someone is trying to say something to you for the betterment of yourself and for the relationship, change it, do it.
Yeah, you're really like the first person that's ever actually showed that type of maturity when it comes to receiving feedback. Um, for me, for me, like um, having that experience with somebody, so that really blew my mind how you take feedback, and it made me want to be better too, and listen to your needs as far as how I give feedback, and also want to hear your feelings about what I'm doing to make um, to improve myself,
Yeah.
you know. So like you said, it's we're both growing
Yeah.
together and bettering ourselves together for each other and for ourselves individually. So I feel like this relationship has been the most healthiest and
Yes.
loving and supportive and authentic, like beautiful relationship I've ever been
Ditto.
in.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
yes, baby. I mean, down to just how we communicate and just your love and your patience, how you even teach me how to be a better listener. It was not like that. And the things that I might recall nowadays is just amazing because of I don't know, I just have a certain care, way more attentive to your needs and to you. Um, that's my hope for all men, because I'm not just with you as like this consolation prize or social status or just for black love. I'm with you because when I want you and I need you in my life. And I think that echoes, not I think, I know that echoes into like how we just move.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't think that, I mean, I knew women were loving creatures and how beautiful and how patient they were. I just didn't know where mine was. And I see where mine is. It's sitting right in front of me.
Yeah.
It just it took a while, baby. And there's not a lot of women out there like you to kind of give feedback, receive it. And the other day we were talking, I was like, baby, I don't think we've ever. Now, I don't know. I think actually it will be fine whenever we actually get married and move into our respective places, our own home. But we never argued.
No.
I think in all my relationships, at least been maybe four.
Yeah. And I don't even feel like I need to knock on wood, be, for that because how we communicate, I don't think it lends itself to arguing. I don't think it will ever go in that direction because of how we communicate.
You don't think that like there will be a moment where you might get pissed off at me. You're like, oh, this good, God dang it, ah. To where it
Well,
might be
I
like
mean,
a
yeah, I could feel that way towards you, but I don't think we would argue about it. I think we would talk about it.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I be telling people that, baby, and I don't think they, like I said, I don't think my homeboys understand, nor does my family. I think it's because of how new. Like when you see something that you realize, oh man, I didn't know that existed. You're like, that is not real.
Yeah.
That's what I think you and I are.
Yeah.
You're like, no way, dude. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think we talked about that idea of people saying once you have an argument and you go through an argument, then you really know how strong you are or
Yeah.
things like that. And I don't I understand that's like a good challenge for a relationship, like a stress test,
Hmm.
but I think there's other ways that you could figure out, if you're compatible or like
Yeah.
I don't think you have to have like a yelling match or not, like hanging up the phone or anything like that, getting to that level. I mean, just us being in an electric car, I'm not going to say the name of it, but being in
Yeah.
an electric car and being like on almost like 1% and not knowing where the charging station is and trying to find it in a city where we don't know where things are at night. The stress of that and how we handled it um, was definitely a test for us, and I
Yeah, it
feel like
was.
that
It
showed
was.
our compatibility and how we work together and you know like things that are challenging and difficult and how we move through it can be a great indicator of our you know our compatibility.
I absolutely agree.
So I think we've had like
Absolutely.
experiences like that, but we haven't yelled at each other. Like
Mm-mm.
that's not gonna happen. I won't yell at you.
Yeah, I don't think that's even in that was in my nature, but now it's no longer something that's in my nature to do to you because I feel like you're just so sweet and pure and just so kind. Like I just need to nurture instead of being this overbearing. I've never even felt that at all, and I feel like I'd never had to go through um, any sort of like preliminaries with you. What I mean preliminaries is just like how our relationship kind of goes. There wasn't like, oh, we have to test this to see how we're gonna be, or like, hey, we'll just wait until 6 months. There'll be something for you to argue about. It's like, no, no, I didn't have to do those things, and it's refreshing to go about a relationship like that, where even moments where I have upset you, it was a moment of like, okay, I know your space and what you need, and then to back off from that. But then to also know how to support you in a way that I like. It's like I know what you need.
Yeah.
You know, I know like the words, the physical, the emotional support, the spiritual support that you need, and then you give the same thing back to me. Like I can't I imagine yin and yang being more us, like this centered than this us, baby.
I think another big part of that, and one thing I really wanted in a relationship, is consistent communication.
Hmm.
And um, I remember us talking about the frequency of our communication at the
Hmm.
beginning and wanting to understand what your threshold was and like
Yeah.
what feels good to you, and me feeling like I don't want to be too overbearing, but that we completely aligned in how much we wanted to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And it was every day,
Yeah.
not texting, but talking
Calling.
and hearing ourselves, hearing each other. And I think that really helped us understand and learn each other um, so thoroughly.
It did.
Being able to talk with you every day, understand you, hear your thoughts, hear about your day, and and hearing the things that you're going through. Um, it really helped us get closer.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been a texter like that. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
text
No.
conversations, and um, if we're not able to be together, at least talk on the phone before we go to bed. You
Yeah.
know, so
I think that was something new that I've experienced.
Yeah, I've always wanted that, but the guys that I I guess you could say dated, I would just say hung out with. It was like such a bother to do that. For them to want to even do that is not even something that they really wanted to do with me. So the fact that you wanted to do that with me was just so cool.
Yeah.
It was just so special for me.
I think you thought you were like, is this old school? I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, it was
I
just
don't even,
really cool to find someone else who wanted that too.
yeah, baby. I don't,
Because with, technology these days, people don't engage as much.
no,
Like, sending messages on Instagram or
no.
I wanted to actually know you as a person with you, like by you, you know, in a very physical, tangible way rather than just,
I mean, because I understand because you've gotten so good to a point where if I'm on the phone with you and I'm like, yeah, baby, I had a good day. You're like, oh shit, dude. Versus me telling you in a text, right, or even like in a
yeah,
voice memo, then we can really dive deep into the day.
yeah,
And I think for me, I also wanted someone that was pro black and to a point that they knew what they were going and what they were going to be doing. And it wasn't a, like when we watched Higher Ed, like Ice Cube, right?
mm-hmm,
Because our conversations are very pro,
yeah,
but you and I don't feel like we're up in each other or it's like a
no,
constant, like, we got to talk about this 24/7, but we know what the mission is.
yeah, yeah. That's something else that has evolved in me being feeling pro black and feeling that more intensely as I've gotten to know you. And it's really kind of not because of you, but just the timing of you, like the
Hmm.
timing of history, the timing of you being in my life. It's just really coming together to make me feel that way. And you being like just so supportive in that and being that gives me more confidence and feelings of safety to
Hmm.
go more in that direction and feel that, and have somebody to talk to about it.
Yeah.
This evolution that I'm going through. So, um, yeah, you were very just super important to me in my life and who I'm becoming. Very instrumental. So,
So are you, baby. I mean, all of this stems down from our communication, down to our love, the appreciation that we have for each other that makes me just this person for you. And you brought that even out in me in aspects because I think there's just a level of learning and applying it that you even put me on to some things. You've even taught me things and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to be on right now. This is what I need to apply to and get to. And you've done it in such a loving and nurturing way that still sometimes when you ask me, like, hey, baby, is this being too much over here? I said, no, like, no, woman, no. Like, this is what I want. Like, I want this from you. And I don't think that anything that is said or is done, like, takes away from that or devalues it. And it just makes me appreciate you and our relationship so much, baby. I mean to tell you that you are a gem. Woman, you are the gem. You also are the prize too, baby. You know that. You know that. I know that. And also you know that. I don't feel like I have to even sometimes I might drop it here and there. But I feel like now you're starting to see the woman that you have always been. Not just because of me,
Yeah.
but you're starting to see who you are.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It is, baby.
And you too.
Yeah, I feel like we're stepping into a lot now.
Yeah.
We're stepping into a lot. I 100% want more conversations with you and me where we can talk about even situations and I mean, because we didn't even get past the second date.
Yeah. I know.
We didn't even get past the second date. And there's a lot between then to now.
Yeah.
It's just insane, love.
Yeah. I feel like it's going by really fast.
Yeah, it is, baby. Yeah, it is. To say,
It's a lot of memories that we have, and it's not even been a year.
yeah, no. You even taking walks with me. You even like taking walks.
I love walks. Yeah.
Yeah, to say it's been a year and so much has happened between us.
Yeah.
It's like it gets me more excited,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
for the years to come, for the things for us to do and to say and what it's going to look like in the future because I'm like the way that it just moves it's just like we're just a plant just growing
Mhm.
and we get the right amount of sun and water. Gosh, just watering it. Okay, let me push you to the sun. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I love you, baby.
I love you.
Thank you so much for being here. You mean the absolute world to me. I'm so proud of you for everything that you've been doing.
Thank you.
You're shining like I saw you since day one. So you got it. I got it as well as the things I'm constantly working on with you and you know, even the little things I need to tighten up, which are just communicating better with you. We talked about on the drive here, you know, giving you a heads up. But just thank you so much, woman. I love you with everything. I love who you are. I love the woman that you're becoming. I love how just passionate and enduring you are. And this is only the beginning, baby. The beginning of us, but also this, because I want more of this with you. This is probably like the most natural I felt ever, and it's only because of you.
Really?
Baby, yes. Yes. Like I'm chilling.
Me too.
That's how I want it to be. So thank you for providing that space and doing that for us.
You're welcome. I'm glad that I could be here. I'm glad that you're doing this. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, baby.
And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing all of the wonderful things you're going to be doing in life because I'm going to be right there cheering you on. Very proud of you.
Thank you, baby. You'll be in the front row. I'll be speaking to you.
I love
I
you.
love you. Come here. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Well, that will do it for tonight, love. That's it for tonight.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. Baby, you want to say any final words? You
I
can
don't even know
close this
how
out.
long we talked for. I didn't even feel very long. Was it long? It usually doesn't feel long talking to you.
I think it was maybe just about an hour or so.
Really?
Yeah. I don't feel like I said we barely really got into anything. But I feel like we got into a lot, but it's never enough.
Yeah, yeah. One more thing. What is this
Yeah.
podcast called?
The Black Swan Renaissance.
Black Swan. Can you go into why it's called Black Swan?
Yes. So in the 1920s in Harlem, there was a black record label. It was the first of its kind called Black Swan Records in the 20s. This was a time called the Renaissance where people were writing and creating a whole bunch of creative projects, that it was such a pivotal time for black and brown artists that it was stapled in time as the Renaissance, which means rebirth. And I was so infatuated by it that I took a play on Black Swan and then just added Renaissance, because we are in a Renaissance. We are in the 20s itself.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many amazing things that people are doing, that you are doing, that it is the same thing, but 100 years later. So I figured this is a perfect time in a digital age to talk. They didn't really have this 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Now we can do something like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the birth of the Black Swan Renaissance started just like that, baby. That's what it is. That's what it's about. It's about conversations like this. It's about just talking about life and just having like a bit of a renaissance, a rebirth.
So cool.
Yeah, baby. Thank you for asking me that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
That's
It's
sweet.
curious.
Yeah. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, sweetie. Okay. Well, do you want to sign us off, baby?
What do I say?
Say whatever.
Um, well, I guess watch or listen to more Black Swan Renaissance. I'm sure there's going to be amazing episodes coming up. Yeah, I'm honored to be a part of it, and I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing everything just as much as you are. So, yeah.
You heard it best. Pretty much what she said when I met her. Drew me in. That's it. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
Peace, y'all.